Pardon me?
We're just trying to get you to comply with the rules of Seattle Center. Hi, how's it going? I'm Sean Hughes.
I'm Kia Petskowski. I can give you my phone number if you'd like.
Yep.
So what we're trying to do is work with you on what the campus rules are. Happy to have you here. We just need you to follow the rules like all of the other street performers, protected speech folks are. That's all we're trying to do. We love what we're doing.
Well, it's obvious I cannot condense this in a 3x3 space.
Well, what we're asking you to do is to choose whatever you want to condense into a 3x3 space.
I can't do that.
Well, that's what we're asking you and need you to do.
I can't do that, and I'm not required to do that by law.
You are actually
by law,
required
yes.
to do that with our campus rules.
There are no laws restricting
campus
First Amendment
rules.
rights on public property. This is public property.
This is technically a school. Seattle Center is a school.
This is a park. It's a public park.
It's a school as well.
Look at the Berger versus the City of Seattle.
We've already
It's
know
100 pages.
Yes, we've already
I
read
read
that.
the entire thing.
Yes.
Sir, we're just asking you to work with us.
I am working with you. I am not obstructing anybody's way
that's not
of
what we're
traffic.
saying. We are simply trying to get you to condense.
I can't condense this.
You can.
This is as small as I can condense it.
You can condense this very small.
We're working with plenty of other street performers and buskers across campus to condense into a 3x3x3 space.
I don't have to be restricted as to where I can perform as a street performer. No, actually I don't. Look at Berger versus the City of Seattle. That was one of the 5 rules that were defeated by the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals that governs the entire western seaboard of the United States. That includes this place right here. I am abiding by the rules.
You are not
Yes, I am.
Abiding by the rules.
Would you like to read the rules that I have
Right
in my
here.
hand?
That rule has absolutely nothing to do with the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals decision in 2009. Look it up. It's 100 pages. I would have brought the 5-page brief so you could view it in person.
Would you like
That's
to
where
look
we
at
got
the
our
campus
rules from.
that we have that have been
That's where the
vetted by
rules
law?
came from. Yes.
You don't want to look at them so that you see that I'm telling you what our campus rules are on campus. We're simply.
I know what the rules are for street performing on public property.
I have them in my.
This is a public park, and I have the right to do this on public property.
Seattle Center is a department of the City of Seattle.
I know all about it. That's why Michael Berger had to take the Seattle Center.
Would you like to continue talking over me? I would just love to have a conversation with you where you don't talk over me. That would be appreciated.
Fine, let's hear it.
Thank you. So Seattle Center is a department of the City of Seattle. We have rules for our campus. It's a 74-acre campus. They're available online to the public. I have them in my hands. Would love for you to look at the piece that says 3x3 designated area.
You can't do that according to the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals. No, you can't.
We can't. I'm sorry.
No, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't. That's infringing on my First Amendment rights on public property. Yes, it does. You're trying to tell me where I can perform on public property. It's already been decided in a court of law by Michael Berger when the City of Seattle took him to the 9th. It wasn't Michael that went into the 9th. He won the 2nd court case, and the City of Seattle took him to the 9th, and 9 judges out of the 11 that heard the case said that you cannot restrict where I can perform on public property, and this is a public park.
And what I'm telling you is that our public property has rules that have been vetted by law with the City of Seattle. That
The City of Seattle cannot engage in obstructing public First Amendment rights on public property. The city can't do that.
We're not infringing on rights. We are simply
Yes, you are. You're telling me where I can perform on public property.
You are not the lawyer.
I'm offering my performance of these things for people to enjoy themselves,
What we're
yes.
saying is that you are welcome to be here as long as your space abides by the campus rules that we have that are vetted by law.
The city cannot create a law that restricts First Amendment rights on public property with regard to where I can allow this to happen, which is, call it street performing if you like, that's what I call it. Look at the Michael Berger case.
This isn't going to go any further. I'm going to go discuss this with my managers at Seattle Center and circle back around with
I've been
you.
trying to get the Seattle Center to take those 5 rules that Michael Berger and the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals had turned unconstitutional since it happened in 2009, because that same year I was bounced out of this festival by merely having a conversation with another musical saw player on the grounds. The head of security came over, got in my face, literally this far away from my face, and started threatening me in a hushed tone so no one else would hear. And then he called for 4 units of the Seattle Police Department to escort me off the grounds. 2 weeks after that happened, Michael Berger won the case that was in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. And one of those rules, you said you already know the case. The 5 rules that were contested were: you cannot tell people how close they can be to others on public property when they're engaging in their First Amendment rights. You cannot tell them where they can perform on public property because it's a First Amendment right. You cannot tell them, no, you can't actually. No, that's unconstitutional. We'll take it up with the Ninth Circuit. Well, you couldn't actually because the Ninth Circuit already ruled. You'd have to take it to the Supreme Court.
Sir, that's not what we're talking about here. We are simply asking you with respect.
This cannot condense any closer than it is, and it's not disturbing anyone.
We are not opposed to what you're doing. We just need you to
Look at how
abide
many
by
kids
the
are
rules
having
of
fun over
Reggie
here.
Miles.
According to you, I'm creating some kind of ill will.
No, we didn't say that at all. You put those words in our mouths.
Well, then why are you here harassing me, telling me to condense this? It cannot
Seattle
condense. The rules of the Seattle Center are unconstitutional.
No, they're not.
Look at the court case, 2009, Berger versus the city of
That's
Seattle.
where these rules came from.
No, not those rules, because
Yes,
the five rules that were contested.
We're not going to go anywhere, so I'm going to make some phone calls and we'll circle back around.
Thank you. Have a great day.